So one of the most common ways that we measure a tree is to take its diameter. Now, just to go back to Math 101, in case you've forgotten, like many of us have, about what is a diameter, I'm showing you here, this is actually the diameter of a circle, or in this case, the cross-section of a tree. Now, of course, that's very hard to measure unless you have a very special measuring tape. So instead, what you can do is take the circumference. So that's this measurement taken right around the tree. A measurement that you could take with any old regular measuring tape. So the circumference, once you have your circumference, you divide that by 3.14, which is pi, to get your diameter. A handy little trick. So this is how you measure the diameter of a tree. So you'll take a tape measure, and from the ground, you're going to measure 137 centimeters up the tree. And so at that mark, you can mark your tree with a little bit of chalk or something, just so you see where that mark is. And then you can take either a flexible tape measure, something that can bend easily, more easily than this, because this isn't going to give you a very accurate measurement. You can take a flexible measuring tape, or if you don't have one of these, then you could just use a string instead and measure the string. So at this mark right here, I'm going to measure, make sure I have my centimeters showing. And I'm going to measure right around that tree. Now you have to make sure that your tape measure is straight and not angled like that in any kind of way. So make sure it's as straight as possible at the mark. And then you take your measurement. So this one is 90 centimeters in circumference. So then you take your circumference and you're going to divide it by 3.14, which is pi. And then you get your diameter. So the diameter of this tree is 28.6 centimeters. Now in this case, in this tree, I measured at 137 centimeters, and you can see that there's actually a bump here and there's a flare here. So what I'm going to want to do is measure just below that, where I'm going to get a much more accurate measurement. And then I'm going to take that and make sure what height, and see what height I measured that at. So that might be 120 instead of 137 centimeters. And that's how you measure the diameter of a tree.